when I was a kid, Christmas was very different for us because for those of you new to my channel, I guess this is how the KDJ podcast anyway. But I'm Nigerian, right? And I'm not the wealthiest of Nigerians. I'm not the wealthiest, okay? So things were pretty tough for us, and this is pretty late, first of all, because this is already like 3 days past Christmas. No, this not. What am I saying? This is already New Year's. This is like January 4th. So yeah, I am behind schedule on this, but I just kind of got the idea now, and also because I was, at other people's places for Christmas, I was having my time. But Christmas was crazy when I was a kid. Like, it was crazy in the sense that it's not the norm. It's not like most people's Christmases for lots of different reasons I'll get into this episode. First of all, dude, we had like this. We had so many cultures for Christmas when I was a kid. We had many, and I'm always thinking about these things fondly because it's always nice to reflect, and also the fact that we did a lot of stuff. we used to shoot fireworks. We used to like go out. We should like buy food and stuff. But like these were always like lower tone that it sounds, but compared to what I do nowadays for Christmas, it's like nothing. Like, it's straight up nothing. And yes, part of that is the fact that I'm literally on my own nowadays. I'm no longer like fully under my parents and stuff, so I'm not like it's a lot harder. But at the same time, damn, I had a crazy childhood when it was Christmas time. Like, we bought Christmas trees. Like, first of all, like obviously we're Christians, like we're like hardcore Christians. So Christmas came with a lot of different things that we did. We weren't too into the whole Santa Claus thing, even though they kind of tried to force it on us in like school and stuff, because we had a whole Santa Claus guy that always come around, and we had like little parties in school, and also for those of you who don't know, in Nigeria we call Santa Claus Father Christmas. Good God, we call him Father Christmas. We're like, Father Christmas. I don't know, it's just funny. It's one of those things that we clearly copy that from the Western world, and we're like, wow, that's kind of cool, and it's funny, it's jolly, and trust me, no one in anyone's mind ever believed that Santa Claus was a real guy who spread gifts. That was not a thing for us. We just kind of knew that this is like a popular time for that thing, and also another. Like, because this is, I don't know, I was going to make one episode about each holiday, but I kind of want to jumble all of them together and say, we, like, in Nigerian especially where I grew up, and the time when I grew up, we never really saw all these old-fashioned, like, all these different, like, holiday special types of characters, For like Christmas, we didn't see Santa Claus as a thing. We kind of had him around, and we had a guy who would dress up like Santa, like, Father Christmas, like I said. But we didn't really like celebrate him like he was like Saint Nicholas, like how Americans have him and everything. We didn't do that. We just kind of had a guy dress up in an outfit, and just, I don't know, it was always just kind of for the sake of it. Same thing with like Halloween. We never really had Halloween. We do dress up and stuff once in a while, but we didn't do like trick or treats. That's never been a thing when I was growing up. So we didn't like go from house to house and do that whole candy thing. Like, we didn't share candy. We didn't like I don't know what else. We didn't go from house to house and like do tricks. We didn't do anything. Christmas. I said Christmas. Halloween was like just an outing. Especially for primary school students, this was purely junior school stuff. Like, this is stuff that we didn't do unless we were in primary school and they asked us to do it. They basically forced us to do it. So, I don't know, we just never really had those cultures that you find in American movies and like American houses and or Western houses, like all those places. So, very different lifestyle, very different thing. And back to Christmas. Or even besides Christmas, because I just mentioned Halloween, Easter. We've never had an Easter bunny. I've never known that to be a thing. That always just kind of surprised me when I saw it in movies, that people associate Easter with a bunny. Like, I know they've already basically taken over Christmas as like, instead of it being like a celebration about the birth of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And like instead of it being about that, they've taken it like in rest of the world, because lots of different religions exist that Nigerians don't really put too much effort into thinking. It's not like we don't have Muslims. We have Muslims, but they just kind of don't do anything. Like that Christmas period, they don't like in Nigeria. We don't do this cultural thing where we kind of try to make everyone blend together and have a jolly time together, because Nigeria doesn't have the business mindset that the rest of the world has. I mean, nowadays we're getting there, and this is too much off tangent, but try to understand what I'm saying. Like we don't really forcefully make things everyone else's issue. We don't say, oh, it's Christmas time, but they're Muslims, okay, so we'll do happy holidays instead, and we will like share gifts, but we won't like really make it to Jesus centered. No, we go all ham. We go all ham for Christmas as like a Jesus birthday celebration. So we do that. We do the whole thing. We do give gifts and stuff, once in a while. So that's a little bit of the Western tradition, I guess. So we do share gifts. I guess technically on, according to the Bible, on Jesus' birthday, he did get visited by the wise men, who then gave him gifts. Each one of the 3 wise men gave him gifts. So that's kind of incorporated into the whole thing. So, for what it's worth, we do follow along. But because of the mindsets of like Nigerians especially, we don't generalize. Like we don't have an Easter bunny. First of all, Easter has never really felt like kind of like a fun, jolly celebration. It's always been literally about, I think is that the rise? I think that's Good Friday. Good Friday is I think Good Friday is the one where he rose up. So it's Easter Sunday, then Good Friday. Even that doesn't make sense to me, because that's more than 3 days in between. Wait, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so it's Good Friday first and then Easter Sunday. So I guess Easter Sunday is when he resurrected, and then Good Friday is when he died. I'm not too sure. It's been a while. Like, it's been a while since I've celebrated anything, because I've been living on my own for a while in Dubai, which is not a Christian nation. So I don't know. This has always been a thing for our families, but we never really had it the way you find it in Western movies. We don't have an Easter bunny, because that's just, I don't know how you associate Easter with a rabbit. How do you do that? What the hell is wrong with people? Like, come on. I mean, to be fair, this is the same freaking Western people that started Punxsutawney Phil, Groundhog Day. That's a thing. For those of you who don't know, for the I guess less cultured ones, quote unquote, that haven't heard of this, Groundhog Day is it's kind of like, in a way, like how Easter is in America. Like for the non-religious ones, where it's like it's basically a celebration where people just get together and drink. But the whole lore behind it, I guess, is that it's like about farming. So when a groundhog comes out of the ground and sees its shadow, when it doesn't, if it comes out and doesn't see its shadow, that means, is it like 5 more weeks of I don't know, of winter or summer? I don't know. It's something about it's something weird, but it's pretty much about like regulating the I don't know. It's something weird, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know much about it, because every American person I've ever seen talk about it is always something or the other. It's either it's a weird thing where a group of guys at Punxsutawney Phil, where they just had to get together and they were like, they want to drink together, but at the same time they were like farmers, which is what I've heard. And then they were like, hey, let's all get wasted this day because a groundhog didn't see its shadow. Or I don't know, it's so stupid to think about, but like, I don't know, it might have some deeper meaning, and someone's family out there right now, or someone feels pissed right now because I'm making it sound like it's such a little thing, or I'm belittling it. But come on, it's about the groundhog. It's a celebration of. Okay, fine. But yeah, we didn't really have those a lot in Nigeria, so our celebrations have always been kind of more religious focused, or more religion focused. Scratching my leg. The only celebration we have that isn't fully religion focused, I guess, is the New Year's celebration. So we do celebrate New Year a bit, and like it's kind of like, okay, it's what everyone's doing. It's a new year, it's a new thing. We waited a whole 365 days for this, so we might as well talk about it and celebrate and go around. But nothing else. Like there was nothing much else special about the New Year's. So because of that whole thing, like we didn't really like put too much thought into New Year's or into anything like that, and I guess that's fine. It's all right, because like I've always said this, because I even said it in one of my previous videos. It's nothing changed. Okay, it's the same as every other day. And yes, a lot of people know this. They just want to have fun. And David, please stop trying to be a bummer all the time. But that's the thing. I can't help but say that. Look, there's nothing special about this. She said you just went around the sun went around. Cool, that's all. Nothing happened, but it's fine. I guess it's fine. It's just I don't know. I'm a big bummer sometimes, and I kind of want to move down from that. But at the same time, when I'm not with other people, my basis understanding is always factual. So when I'm like, everyone's celebrating something that doesn't make any sense factually, I'm immediately going to call it out, because that's just who I am. I'm unapologetically me. Okay, so let's continue. Christmas, right? Because that's the main focus of this video, I guess. Even though it's kind of all the holidays, but I didn't find a better way to put this, because we just finished Christmas, I guess. So Christmas has always been a time for a lot of different things in my family. First of all, my dad has always been really big into fireworks, and this is one of those controversial things in Nigeria, especially because a lot of parents either really like or really dislike fireworks, as far as I know, in Nigeria, because a lot of parents just really don't want that. Like, they don't want because it's prone to accidents. You're prone to getting hurt, to getting harmed, to getting all these bad things happen. So a lot of parents just don't want to deal with the whole thing, and it's fine. That's totally understandable. My dad always did it in a very relaxed way. We don't like go crazy with fireworks, or we didn't used to. I guess it's been like straight up more than 10 years. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure we did it like maybe 8 years ago or something, but like I'm 22, so I think the last time we had like proper fireworks celebrations was when I was like 14. Nah, there's no way. Nah, it's probably at least 10 years, because it has to have been before I went to secondary school, and I'm sure I was in secondary school like since like 12 years old or something, like senior secondary school is what I meant, but like so we did fireworks a lot, like back in the day, like at least 10 years ago, in my opinion, or my remembrance. But it was fun, but also we made sure we didn't overdo things, which is something I really enjoyed. We always bought, like, dude, there are so many different types of fireworks we bought like this specific ones you see in like different settings, different movies, different stuff. Like we had one we called Banger. Why do we call it Banger? Because it was a banger. No, it's purely because it's like a very thick, heavy cigarette. It's like an actual cigar. That's how big it was. And they were like, and there were some of them with like different perks. God, fireworks are fun. It's like there were some of them that were like little sticks. Those ones that look like candies, like little candy canes, or like tiny cigarettes. I don't know, I'm using cigarettes to compare, but I feel like that's the easiest thing to use. But like they basically looked like that. A lot of them, you struck them like the same way you'd like strike a match. You strike them on the box, and then they'll light up, and then you throw them somewhere, and then it makes a loud noise and explodes. And that's the whole thing. It's just funny and fun to like make noise. Like, especially in Nigerian culture, that's a thing. I'm sure a lot of you have actually noticed this thing, which is something I was going to talk about in another episode about Nigerians. But dude, we are very loud people. Like, we are very, very freaking loud, and it's fun. We have a good vibe about it. It's like, it's cool, and also it's part of our coping mechanism as well, because we've gone through a lot of hardships as Nigerians, and because of that, we feel like the two best things to do when you go through hardship are be funny and be loud and proud, pretty much. Like, just be exciting all the time. And that's a thing we genuinely do all the time. Like, we like to do that because it shows that you're active, you're happy, you're having fun, you're feeling joyful. So it's just one of those things we enjoy. And as Nigerians, like, we really, really strive to do that because we just love ourselves. Like, we just love to like get it out there, like to just say things, to blurt out words. So like, because of that, we have this very strong bond with fireworks, specifically because it's loud, it's noisy, it's just making noise. And specifically, I'll call these, like, because in Nigeria we have ways of saying things, pardon me, we call the smaller ones knockouts, right? It's called knockout, like a KO, like in boxing or something, or in any form of, I don't know, martial arts. So like that knockout that's the smaller one. So we call those ones knockouts, and then the bigger ones we can call those knockouts as well. But fireworks is more preferred because, you know, if you're more sensible to understand it, it's like shooting works of fire. I don't know why I'm breaking everything down like we're all freaking students, but like yeah, I kind of have to because it just feels like it's better to put things into perspective. But yeah, we did love those things, and we had like these ones where they were like, how to explain them? They were like very thick, like long. God, why did I gesture like this? Oh God, no, that's probably gonna get clipped. Good God. Whatever. For those of y'all, it's basically stroking the air. For those of you listening, I guess. Why am I telling you guys listening? How people want? You know, it's fine. All publicity is good publicity. But like, we had these ones that were like very thick, and longer ones like they were like basically maybe 12 inches long, like very long, thick. There's no way to say this that doesn't sound sus, okay? So just please pardon me, okay? There's no way to say this. It's just gonna keep sounding sus, no matter how I put it. But yeah, we had those ones, and those ones were always cool because basically the whole way you would use them, also, this is gonna sound sus as well, is that you hold them up and shake them above your head. So you basically hold them, and no, you don't shake them that way, okay? For you dirty-minded people out there, you kind of just hold them and point them towards the sky. I can't really stretch my hand out of frame right now, but you hold them towards the sky and then just wiggle and just shake it. And as you shake it, it like, I don't know, for some reason it's designed that way. I don't know if it's really designed that way or if it just works like that. But if I remember correctly, it wouldn't fire the fireworks unless you shook it. So some of them have like 6-in-1, some like they were usually called like 6-in-1 or 9-in-1 or 12-in-1. Those were literally the names of the fireworks. So we had those ones that we would like shake, and they just shoots into the sky, and you're like, and there, some of them like had this sharper sound. Some of them had like the heavy, like, you know that sound, like you basically just dropped a missile. Yeah, we pretty much had grenade launchers at this point. But like they were really, really fun. Like these were like awesome times, just awesome, because we just had fun. We just did things we want. We just kind of shot fireworks. We just went out. We just partied. We just did things, and because of that, it was pretty cool. It was pretty damn cool, and we got to enjoy those ones a lot. Then we had what else did we have? We had like these ones that were called like 101, which sounds crazier than it probably is, because it's like a big like hexagonal thing with mini knockouts, like I've explained, the small ones. But these knockouts kind of shoot out, so they don't like explode in the pack, because that would just be a bomb, because all of them would just explode together. So instead they like shoot out, but they're like literally almost, I don't really think they were exactly 100, but they were like close to that, pretty much. There were a lot, and we just called them 101. So it was like, it really always looked like a hexagon, like this pack, and had like tiny circles in it. So like that's where all of them would shoot out from, and we usually like light these ones and put them on like fences, and then they just shoot out constantly, and it's always cool. We light them up, we shoot them. We have the banger, we have the flashbang, which was like literally how it sounds, like a flashbang, like what you'd see in Call of Duty. So those ones were really fun because you just shoot and it's just pure white. That's it, nothing else. You don't see anything else. It's just like, and that's the end. And it's just whiteness. Everything is just blinding. So like we had a lot of those ones. We had those ones. We had the ones that like had other colors as well, where it's like turn like red or green or something. And then we had like regular fireworks types, you know, the ones that like shoot out and like spray, those ones that look like rockets. So we had those ones as well. We had the small ones and the big ones. There are these very small ones that, like, you know, I'm sure a lot of people already know this, like the ones that shoot out and they're like, so like very soft, and the ones that like really big were like, I remember trying to imitate them so much. And you hear the sounds like it's crackling in the sky. I don't know why I'm making sound effects. I could just put in sound effects, but I don't know. I just kind of felt like I should run with it. But we had those types. We had the big fast ones. We had so many different ones. We had so many different types. It was always really fun. It was always just fun to have those things and just enjoy them. And that's what I've always enjoyed about fireworks. It's just cool, you know? It's just a cool, enjoyable, fun time. We just shot these things out, and we always did it in a nice, respectful manner. We don't overdo things, and luckily, we are all Nigerians together, so we all lived in a neighborhood together where we didn't have like people who were against it, you know, like we didn't have people who would like complain. Everyone liked it. Everyone was doing it. And pretty much from like November, the ending of November, people have already started shooting fireworks for Christmas time. Christmas time was like a crazy one. And yes, there are still up to now some parts of Nigeria that don't agree with fireworks. They don't like fireworks around those environments, especially close to like barracks. Barracks, for those of you who don't know, are like places where soldiers and stuff live. So yeah, of course that would definitely cause a lot of PTSD. So they don't want to cause those things, they don't want those things to happen, so fireworks aren't allowed in those places. But yeah, I didn't live around those places, so I kind of got to enjoy it a lot. And my dad owned this house, so it didn't cause any issue. Even if we had property damage or anything, we didn't really have much. But like we just spray a lot of fireworks, enjoy ourselves. It was always fun. And we had like Christmas trees, which is also, this is another Western thing that found its way to our homes, because I don't know, it just kind of looks nice to have a Christmas tree and have lighting. And that, yeah, lights have always been a thing, especially those candy lights, like those very tiny ones that are always on strings, on like green long strings. So like we had a lot of those like all the time. There was this period of time that like almost every year we had like a new set of Christmas ornaments, Christmas lights, Christmas tree. There was this one where we were trying to get like a white Christmas tree, if I remember correctly. There was specifically one time we were trying to get a white Christmas tree that we searched until one time, I think one Christmas, we actually got it. And that was like a big deal for us. I don't even know why. I mean, to be fair, part of it was the fact that we don't have snow in Nigeria. So I don't know, seeing a white tree just kind of looked cool. Like literally for that reason, it just looks kind of cool. Like, okay, it's a white tree. That's kind of nice. And so we just went with that. It was always fun. So and that kind of always felt like the real tree, you know, like the one you see in Home Alone and the rest, because that's what we referenced as Americans, you know. And we always liked those kinds of lifestyles because it always looks cool. So we just saw white trees as like a real thing, you know, like the cool real thing where it's like, and obviously all the trees we ever had were fake trees. We don't do that thing where you cut a real tree in Nigeria for Christmas. Like what the hell is wrong with you? Like you can just buy trees. You can buy plastic trees. Right? That's why they make plastic trees instead of freaking deforesting. Just, you know, buy a plastic thing and you can use it any year. And a lot of people just reuse them over and over. And we always kind of, one thing in our household is we always had a nice, tall, thick, juicy tree. We always had one because it's just one of those things that I've always enjoyed, like assembling it and stuff. Because like you have to like bend the stems, the vines and everything, and then assemble, like, because it's always like in sections all the way to the top, and then we put like a star on top. I don't know, it's just fun. Lots of childhood memories there. And yeah, it was always pretty cool to have a Christmas tree. So a Christmas tree was one of those things. My dad also tried to incorporate gifts once in a while under the tree. He did that thing, but like I also still, like, weirdly enough, I have this very 100% Western memory of like waking up late in the night just so that I can open up the presents, you know, just so that I can like sneakishly, like waking up basically the next day, like on Christmas morning, but very early, just so I can check the Christmas gifts. Like that was a thing. It was crazy. It was crazy. Back then we slept, because I was a kid, so we slept by like 8 or 9 or something. So like I wouldn't sleep till like 12, and I only sleep for like 2 hours. So I'll sleep till like 2 o'clock, wake up immediately in the night, rush to the tree. It's already the next day, it's fine, there's no curfew. So I just get up, just run straight to the tree and start like unboxing stuff. And it was always really fun because my dad always had like nice trinkets like for gifts. You know, my dad wasn't one of those dads that would give you like a freaking sock for Christmas. Like that always sucks, you know, pun intended. Like that's not a thing you should ever give your child for Christmas. Why would you give your child clothes? Like that's something you'd buy anytime. The point of Christmas is supposed to be, it's a special thing, you know, it's something you wouldn't get otherwise. So we got like these Ben 10 watches that shot discs. We got like, you know, regular Lego sets and stuff. We got like, what else? We got like a lot of little toys, and I don't remember what a lot of those things were, because these are probably toys that are not even in production anymore, but they were just always little things, like just small stuff, like things I don't even remember because it's been so long since I've had gifts, you know? Like I'm 22, But you still expect like I would have memory of some gift. I don't think I even had one like toy that was like close to as a kid. I never really had that kind of affection for toys, I guess. I don't think I did. Cause like yeah, that I don't know if that sounds bleak to some people. But yeah, I just didn't really have toys that I connected with that much. I just kind of saw them as toys, as like little things, like accessories in the house. And I'm sure when I was a kid, it was probably completely different, but it didn't last with me that long. Which is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that's the whole thing about Christmas. Like we had that. Also, of course, because we're religious, we went to church, we did the whole thing. We used to like have to go for a whole service, you know, like a church service. We had to do the whole thing. We had to go out, and also food. Dude, we're Nigerians, so yeah, food is a big ass deal when it comes to any form of holiday. Pretty much anyone, like whether it's a Muslim holiday or a Christian holiday, because that's all the freaking religions we had, all the mainstream religions we have, I guess. Except for idol worshippers. What am I saying? But like we had all those things where we bought gifts, we bought like love, little things, and we have food, right? Because that's what I was actually going to talk about. Food, damn! Like we used to make so much food, so much freaking food for Christmas. Because like, first of all, yes, of course, a lot of families have that whole thing where like relatives would get together and stuff, and that's kind of part of the whole reason we have so much food. But also like we just had so much food, man. Like we had so much stuff. Like it's always like there's this thing we literally call Christmas rice, because I don't know if a lot of people say that, but like it's kind of like how Americans have Thanksgiving turkey, for example. Also, yeah, like that's one of the holidays I was gonna mention. We don't really do Thanksgiving the way Americans do. Thanksgiving in Nigeria has always been specifically Christian, of course, and it's like a day we just go to church and kind of dance around, and it's literally just a dance Sunday. You get? It's like we'll all go to church, all being like, it's like a thing where usually in churches what they do is like everyone in the entire church will like out of your line, like your rows, because we have rows of chairs and stuff. Each row would like pretty much walk out from behind of the church, like walk towards the altar, pretty much dance towards the altar, dance around the whole church, and then go back to your seats. That was kind of Thanksgiving, and also give offerings, of course, because you know the whole capitalism of churches. Whatever. I'm not gonna get into that right now. Please don't sue me. But like this thing, we did that a lot, like because that was all we did for our celebration. So we just go around in like a whole circle and everything, and dance, and that was our entire Thanksgiving. Like I don't even remember food being a part of it. Like we didn't even cook food. Like we would cook food because it's a Sunday, and any special Sunday in Nigeria, that's something we've always been known for, is a food day. Like we cook a lot of food when it's any form of special Sunday. So like we had a lot of those, and we did that, but at the same time we didn't really like specifically like have a turkey or something for Thanksgiving. It's not a Nigerian thing. We don't have turkeys like for Christmas for this. Like we do eat turkeys, but first of all they were always kind of more expensive, and people genuinely just prefer to have chickens. And yes, they were cheaper, but I feel like people prefer chickens. I don't know if this is a soft opinion, because I know our family personally could afford turkeys anytime we wanted. We cooked turkeys a lot of time, but like chicken was always where it's at, you know? Because like unlike the rest of the world, our chickens are like they work hard. Okay, like we have this whole running joke where our chickens can like straight up like they can beat up KFC. Like they can beat up all the chickens in KFC. Our chickens would eat KFC. Like that's how strong our chickens were. Because like our chickens are like, they suffered. Like we don't rear chickens the way KFC does, where like all these companies do, where they like have like a whole poultry where the chickens are kind of bred stationarily so that they can like grow fat without burning, you know, so that they get big very quickly. You know, you can have a chicken good ready to go in like 6 months, or like maybe even less, like probably much less. What am I saying? But like Nigeria, we wait a while, the chicken gets thick, strong, and like fat still, but like thick and strong and fat at all at the same time. So it's juicy, it's tasty. I've always had this mentality where I'm not exactly sure it's actually tastier. I'm like, this is a little bit of what's the best way I can put this? This is like an unpopular opinion, because I'm not sure if our chicken is really that much tastier. Because I feel like a lot of chicken taste has to do with your cooking. It has to do with your spicing of the chicken. I don't think it's like the chicken itself that's just not tasty. I feel like if you want meats to taste well, you have to cook it well. Like that's the whole thing. I don't know if that's a no-brainer, but like that's how I've always felt anyway. So like, yeah, I don't know, that's a side tangent. That's just one of those things I've always thought about, because a lot of people have this thing where they're like, God, these chickens they have here are horrible. Like I remember our chicken in Nigeria is so sweet. I'm like, really? Is it really that sweet? Or maybe it's one of those things where since I didn't really cook that much in Nigeria, I didn't notice. But I've just never felt like our chicken was much sweeter. I don't know, unpopular opinion aside. Yeah, we have chicken and stuff, so we cooked a lot of chicken for our Christmas and our even Thanksgiving a little bit. But we didn't we didn't have like Americans pardon a freaking turkey. You guys pardon a turkey. That's a thing. For my Nigerian friends out there watching this, it's a freaking real thing. They pardon a turkey. It's a whole thing. Like they have like a kind of like a celebration about it. Like the president pardons a turkey. Because like basically so that like it's like you pardon that one turkey and that one turkey doesn't get eaten, even though I'm pretty sure they ate it. Like that's not like, it's kind of just one of those weird silly traditions that Americans have, because at the same time we're all traditional people. They just happen to be on the upfront of it because they started a long time ago. So like, yeah, we did those, a little bit of those things, but not all the way through like the Westerns did it. Like we didn't have a lot of the little, trinkets and stuff. Like I said, for Halloween, we didn't have like trick-or-treating. We just kind of dressed up as stuff. And weirdly enough, we didn't, also because of our religious mentality in Nigeria, we don't like dress up for Halloween as scary things. That's a thing that I have known. Like women or females just pretty much dress up as like either something quirky like, like, I don't know, a ninja, or like a princess. That's it. That's all girls dressed up as. We didn't have like scary stuff for Halloween, and that's kind of one of the reasons a lot of people don't celebrate Halloween in Nigeria, because, like, come on, just look at it, for crying out loud. It's pretty much a celebration of the undead, of like what our religion would call like taboos, like things that are not, they're just not right. You're not supposed to be celebrating these things. It's kind of like satanic worship in our religion. I don't know. Like aside that, because one of the things with Nigerians is because we're still very religious. We still have this very religious mentality and very religion centered, that we don't joke around easily with a lot of things that the rest of the world does. So we don't like joke around with like death, with like all these crazy things. We do make movies of them, but we don't use them as jokes. Is my point. I don't think I've ever seen a Nigerian comedy movie, because we have a lot of movies and stuff. We have Nollywood. I don't think we have movies that glamorize like death, like comedy movies that glamorize death. We don't do that because it's just, I don't know, it's just part of our culture. We're still very old-fashioned, still have that village mindset where like we honor the dead and we do all these things. So like it's, I don't know, it's just, I don't know. This is a little bit of a side tangent. I'm just trying to say, like, we're not so festive like the Westerns are, but we do try. And we did try even when I was a kid. We did try. We went out. Oh, we also like traveled a bit. My family was at least was capable of going out once in a while, like traveling a bit once in a while. And sometimes we would travel to other states and stuff. Like Nigeria is pretty big, for those of you who don't know, because some people, I'm telling you, as weird as this sounds, some people out there still think Nigeria is like a village. Especially because of movies like, I don't know, Black Panther, that make like the part of Nigeria that they showed, what they call Lagos, which is, first of all, that's Lagos. It's pronounced Lagos, not Lagos, for crying out loud. Just listen to a Nigerian say it and say it like that. I don't know why people don't do. Okay, whatever. This is a little bit of a side tangent, but like, because like, come on, would you say Japan? No, you'd say Japan. Why do people mispronounce words? Like, why do you think? It's spelled Lagos. Would I say Los Angeles? Does that make any sense? Los Angeles. That sounds like I'm uncultured and stupid. It doesn't sound like, that's just how I pronounce it. No, it sounds like I'm stupid. God, like I don't know where that's coming from, but I don't know, it's just always been a pet peeve of mine again, because it's like you can just say the right name, you don't have to mispronounce it. Okay, you can just learn it. You can just type how is Lagos pronounced as a Nigerian. Just I don't know, movies, right? But yeah, so because of that whole thing, because of the way they showed like Lagos in Black Panther or Civil War. I don't know why I said black, but I don't think they should in black. It was in Civil War in the Marvel movies. People kind of imagine Nigeria as still that village type of mentality where we have like a deep market. And we do have those things, but we do have a lot of civilization as well. We still have a lot of nice stuff. Like this is one of those things you would always notice about a lot of like cultural places in the world where they're kind of seen a certain way because of mass media and because of just the way they've been portrayed in movies, and then you get to know the real thing and it looks completely different. Yeah, so Nigeria is one of those places, and yes, we do have a lot of old-fashioned, native markets and stuff, but we have cool stuff as well. And because of that, we can travel to a lot of different places. We have all these cool like 5D experiences, like virtual reality stuff. We have all these things in Nigeria, like we genuinely do. Like yes, this is still in certain places. It's not like it's everywhere, but yeah, we do. We are pretty bustling. We have a lot of these things. It's just we're a brown nation, it's one of those nations, not like a brown nation in the skin color thing, that would be India, I guess. We're like a brown nation in the sense that we when you see a movie from like Mexico, and no, a movie where they show Mexico and it's always like very tinted, like this sepia tint, it's always like brownish, that whole thing, we kind of have that as well. And because of that, like, people tend to take us make us think that we were kind of like very, very, very old-fashioned, and yeah, we sort of are, like I explained. But we do have some stuff. We're coming up. And yeah, that was a tangent to say, yeah, we did travel a lot when I was a kid, like to different places. Went around Nigeria, went to different parts, different states, different cities in Nigeria, a lot of neighboring cities, a lot of farther cities. It was pretty fun. It was definitely pretty fun. It's something that we enjoyed ourselves doing, and yeah, we did a lot of those things, and it's always been fun, like seeing other states in the same country you're in. When you've been in that country for so long that you're like, yeah, so this is all we have. But then you realize that that's clearly not. We literally had to enter flights to go to different places. Sometimes we use the bus, stay in the bus for like 7 hours plus, because we have to go a long distance. And we have neighboring cities, we have far cities, we have a lot of those things. And we've never had good roads. So like road trips in Nigeria have always been a big thing, because it's not like America where you can just live outside in the outskirts and work in the middle of the city because you just drive to work. You can't really do that a lot in Nigeria because, I mean, you're kind of forced to sometimes, because people don't have options. But like, you can't really just say, okay, I'm just gonna travel around. I'm just gonna, move around, go to different places. Like you don't really do that because it's just tight. It's just really, really tight. Yeah, so we have those things. We have like different communities and stuff like that in Nigeria. We have a lot of like smaller places, bigger places. We have lots of different cool things to see. So yeah, that's just one of those things we got to experience as when I was a kid, and it was fun. It's always very fun to just go around, just see different places. And sometimes we would leave Nigeria, like because my parents were capable enough, so we could like travel abroad. Couple places in Nigeria, in Africa in general. We did travel around like a lot of different Western places. Places in West Africa is what I mean, not Western places like out like in America and the rest, but like places in West Africa. So went to Togo, went to Benin Republic, went to Cote d'Ivoire, went to like, I don't think Cote d'Ivoire is in Western Africa, whatever. Went to, wait, is it? It's French though. I feel like it is. I don't know. But we went there, went to Ghana. Ghana is a big destination for Nigerians, even though they have a whole thing. But like, I don't want to talk about that because I don't really know enough. But yeah, we did do a bit of traveling. So yeah, we did have a little bit of that culture as well, where we feel like we need to travel somewhere for Christmas. But a lot of it is still, Western oriented, because that's where pretty much we learn everything. That's where we learn pretty much everything. I don't know why I said pretty much we learn instead of we learn pretty much. I just mix things up. But yeah, this is one of those topics I kind of just felt like I needed to air out, because it's always fun to talk about your experience with a certain holiday that everyone else in the world has pretty much unanimously. I'm pretty sure everywhere in the world, at least to an extent, are at least aware of Christmas. You know, it's not. I know not everyone around the world celebrate. There are a lot of countries around the world that are like Buddhist countries or like I don't know, like Hindi countries or I don't know, like Islamic countries that they straight up just don't celebrate Christmas. But like, yeah, we still have a little bit of that tendency too in Nigeria, even though we have two major cultures that are completely opposite in that celebration aspect. But it's fun. It's fun. It's just one of those things we do. We enjoy it. We have fun. We go out. We do a little bit of partying, and it's always nice. It's always nice to just enjoy ourselves, and it's pretty cool. So anyway, that was fun. Let me know you guys' experiences in having fun in Christmas. You can write them down in the comments. I've never really seen any comments on any of my videos, which is kind of annoying. Actually, I did see a couple, but you know they were just kind of like, wow, cool podcast, and that's it. But like, you guys should like, I don't know, leave some stuff, say some stuff in the comments. I will soon start advertising this podcast. I deliberately don't want to yet because I want to do this thing for like what they do in some movies or series where you make all the episodes first and then you publish it. That's what I'm kind of going for. So I want to first make all the episodes, put them all out on YouTube, and then start advertising them, because I don't know, I just feel like it's nicer as a podcast if you show promise that yes, I am releasing videos, so people can see that, yeah, okay, this guy is serious, I should keep up with him. And that's what I'm doing. Anyway, that's been fun. I hope I didn't take too much of your time. This is already almost 45 minutes, and yeah, I'm trying to keep these videos under 45 minutes from now on, because I've gotten a little bit of complaints that I take too long in some of the videos. But it's a podcast. Come on, you can't judge me. This is what people do for podcasts. It's usually like an hour plus long. Yeah, so this has been fun. I hope you guys will see me in the next video. And stay gorgeous, stay beautiful, and as always, get out of here.